Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're...
Hey, oh. Yeah. Hey. Fuck wrong with you, boy? You know what time it is, nigga. Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my nigga. Yeah. I'm in a yo. Got my nigga Rewan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding general, your honor. Straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top when we ballin', my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change, and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown. I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my I can gon' let him have it. Hey, make you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners. All them pussy niggas talking shit. Y'all know they can't stand us, but we UPK Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm reppin'. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood. I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you steppin', cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
Go to scroll over. Right. I think it's one of them. Yeah, click them. No, click it again. Oh, click the person then. There we go. Yeah. There we go. All right. Shalom Israel. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. All right, we've been teaching the truth that Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people are the real Jews of the Bible. All right, we are not affiliated with no other Israelite group, no Christian church, no Muslim mosque. Let's clap it up. Today is Wednesday's Law. Today's topic is it's unlawful to hate your brother. All right. Today we're going to talk about a law that we have glossed over. All right. A law that the world has done away with. All right.
Right.
A law that if you follow this law, you can become the greatest man. All right. And understand that this is not to say that all the other laws aren't important. They are just as important. But when it comes to this law, if you do not follow it, it causes destruction. And that's what we see every day when we outside. When you look around at our people, right? It's because we have hate for our brother. And there's a lot of things that has led to the hate that we have for our brother, right? Loving thy neighbor as thyself. Now, the Christian church, what happened was they took this love thy neighbor as thyself, meaning love everyone on the face of the earth, right? And that has confused our people because even though these other nations do what they want to our people, right, we supposed to love them,
right?
But in the same breath, when it comes to individuals that look just like us, those same Christian pastors will say, man, you gotta leave them alone. Don't deal with them.
Right.
All right. So understand that in the Christian church, there's a lot of confusion. That's why when we break down stuff in the ISUPK, understand this is the ISUPK Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. So if you're at home on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever, however you watching this class, make sure you take down notes. All right, because this is a very pivotal class. This is how we stop the destruction in our neighborhoods and our communities, how we destroy the mindset that we have when it comes to hating ourselves and hating the people that look just like us.
Right.
All right. Understand that. So make sure you take notes. Let me get Salakia shared. I think the first thing I want to start off with is Matthew 22. And let's start at let's start at the greatest commandment. This is the first one. It's 39. Matthew 22 and 39. All right, so this is heavy, right? Because a lot of us in our life, we walk around not realizing how much we hate each other, right? With the way we live our life, right? And it's synonymous with the Christian church. I remember asking a Christian pastor at one point in time, like learning about the history of Christianity and how it got into the Western society. I remember asking, like, man, ain't it crazy, right, that white people brought Christianity over here? And she was like, well, even though they was our slaves master, we got to praise the Lord for allowing them to teach us the truth of this Bible. And that always stood out to me, like, so God decided to use, you know what I'm saying, the pain and suffering of our people, you know what I'm saying, to show us the Christianity doctrine.
Right.
Right. And it never made sense. Right. And then in that same breath, right, my parents or these Christian churches talk about the YNs. There's nothing we can do about the youth. They are destroyed. But they'll tell us not all of them are bad when it comes to these devils.
Right.
Not all. All right, it's a lot. Yeah, we had just a little technical difficulties, but we good. So we're gonna break down Matthew 22 and 22 and 39. You got it for me, sir?
We'll start at 36.
Oh, you can start at 36.
Okay, Matthew chapter 22, verse 36. Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law. Verse 37. Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
So they asked, these the Pharisees, right, asking Christ. They basically asking him which commandment is the greatest. They try and trick Christ. All right. That's their whole deal. That's what they was about, was trying to trick Christ. So they asked, which is the greatest commandment in the law? And Christ respond, basically saying, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. How do you love the Lord thy God with all your heart? All right. How do we do that? All right, dude. Anybody?
Keeping his commandments.
Keeping his commandments. All right. The same thing that the Christian church try to teach us not to do.
Right.
All right. A lot of the times, a lot of our family members or people who we know that's in the Christian church, they like to say, you know what I mean? I love God. You can't tell me I don't love God. There was this one guy in my family. Every time he get to talking about God, he get to hooping and hollering and crying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my brother be like, here you go. Here you go. You can't tell me I don't love God. Well, the only way you show that you love God is by keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. God set up a way we supposed to live our life. If you deviate from the way that God said live your life, then you're not showing you love him. Same thing when it comes to a parent and a child. I tell my child, listen, y'all, I want you to come home and do your homework. But no matter how many times I ask my child to come home and do their homework, they decide that they're going to come home and run outside. All right? They don't respect me. All right? That's not showing that they love me.
Right.
That's what we not doing as a people. Bring it to me. That's what we not doing as a people. All right? So we got to really understand that. It's a lot. All right. So a lot of times they say we love God, but we really do not love God. All right. Continue reading, sir.
Verse 38. This is the first and great commandment.
So he gives the first one, which is a great commandment. Now, he gives the first one, which is a great commandment. Continue reading.
Verse 39. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
So he says, first you should love God with all your heart. And then he says, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. All right? Understand that. That's what Christ said. I know everybody in our community swear they love Christ.
Right.
All right? This is what Christ said. Do. So why are we not doing it? And we're going to break down. So when you understand you have a problem that's facing our community, you got to really understand, and you got to address the problem. And in order to address it, you got to understand what's causing it. And we're going to break that down in this class. We're going to get to, you know what I'm saying, the problem, the hate that we have for each other. All right? That's the issue that we have going on in our community.
Right.
And then we're going to explain, I'm going to explain how it was caused, what caused it. All right, and then I'm gonna break down we're gonna reflect on some everyday events that we go through as Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, and how the Bible wants you to go through those situations. All right, so that's what we're gonna do, because the brothers here in the ISUPK, right? We out here to make sure that you get to the point where you are able to follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
All right, that's what we out here to do. All right, so we're gonna break that down. So and a lot of times when it comes to the Christian church, when we say keep the laws, they say, you know what I mean, that was old. So for one, I'm reading what Christ said. So that's the New Testament. But people don't really understand that Christ reiterated what was said in the Old Testament. And we're going to bring that out. Right. So it's no confusion. Right. It was said in the Old Testament and it's said in the New Testament. So let me get Leviticus 19:1. All right, and this is a heavy point, right? Especially going with the situations that's going on right now. All right. Especially with the situation that's going on right now when it comes to our people. right? The unaliving of each other in the communities, right? The destruction that we have, we keep it falling, and we don't understand why. It's simply because we have hatred for each other, and we need to fix that. Let me get you got it for me,
Come.
All right, you can read it for me.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, ye shall be holy.
All right, so Slatia. So it says, speak unto the congregation of the children of Israel. Who's the congregation of the children of Israel? All right, that is none other than Blacks, Hispanics, First Nation people. These people right here on this board behind me. All right, understand that in America, they want you to believe that these people, your brothers and sisters, aren't your brothers and sisters.
Right.
Right. In California and all throughout the United States, is big in Cali, though, you know, the hate for our Hispanic and Black brothers. Right. How they continuously hate each other. And that is all through, you know what I'm saying, the oppressor. He's deceived our people.
Right.
Right. And we see more hate in our brothers and sisters than we see hate in the enemy who's actually destroying us. And that is a heavy point that we really got to understand as a people, right? Those 12 tribes, the congregation of Israel, the 12 tribes, they are your people. They're your family. And what's heavy about this is we not realizing that we are harming our family members more than we don't even pick a fight with the people that's doing stuff to our family. We rather harm our family. That's like, if somebody, you and your brother walking down the street and somebody attacks your brother, you decide to help that person that's attacking your brother, right? And y'all end up jumping your brother. That don't make sense. Right. That doesn't happen, right? But this is because of a lot of conditioning due to slavery, right? That we don't see ourselves as a part of a family. Right. We don't see ourselves as a nation, right? So, again, Moses, the Most High spoken to Moses saying, speaking to the congregation, the children of Israel, and continue reading. And say unto them,
oh, ye shall be holy.
All right, so holy. Oh, the word holy means separate.
Right.
And this is the thing, right? I know growing up, a lot of Black families, when you're growing up, your parents be like, don't be no follower, be different. Right. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like everybody else. You special. You special. But they'll teach you that as a kid. But when you start to see their actions, they follow us.
Right.
Right. And then that's when we become baffled and we decide, you know what, might as well follow because they follow. Right. Understand that. We all know that it's something about us that make us different. We shouldn't be acting the way they act. We already know that. But for some odd reason, it's through conditioning. It's through the powerful tools, these crafty counsels that these devils have used. Right. One of the things that you really got to understand is you need to understand who your enemy is. If you do not know who your enemy is, you will always be blindsided. All right. One thing about when you play a sport, you got a opponent. During that game, that's your enemy considered. Right? He's your opponent. What do you do to prepare for your opponent in sports? You watch film. You watch film. You study and practice. All right? You practice. You make sure that if he dribble this way, I'm on it. Right. Right? So and this is what we try and teach you in this school, right? That when these devils try to use these tactics, boom, you want it. Nah, that ain't gonna work over here, right? Because they rejoice in our destruction. That's why they pay our celebrities and all these things money to teach our people destruction. Right. All right. To understand that, continue reading.
For the Lord your God am holy.
Because God is holy. Oh, no.
For I, the Lord your God, am holy.
So God is separate too. Right. He's not a God for everybody. He a God for these these brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel. That's a God, who the God he is. He's not for everybody. So Christianity, the whole doctrine of Christianity, we won't get into that. It has nothing to do with what the Bible states.
All right.
Continue reading. We can go down to verse 3.
Verse 3.
Oh, my God.
Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbath. I am the Lord your God.
I am the Lord your God. All right. Continue reading.
Verse 4. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourself molten gods.
So do not turn yourself into idols. All right. We're not supposed to turn ourselves into idols. And what we have done is turned ourselves into following the idols of this other nation. All right. We've decided that their way of life is more beneficial than the way of life of the Most High. Right? And that has destroyed us as a people. Can you read it again, sir? Salakia.
Come. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 4. Turn ye not unto idols.
Turn ye not unto idols. All right? Understand that Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, we are not to turn ourselves into the idols of these nations. Right? Christianity, that's an idol. Islam, that's an idol. Right? Wearing the cross itself is an idol.
Right.
Right? And a lot of our brothers and sisters, we like to think that a brother and sister, is they have my best, they have their best at heart, when they because they got a cross on their across their neck. Go ahead, you got something to say?
Come. It's heavy that you brought that out, because a lot of us think that it's special powers in it. So instead of worshiping the Most High, we worship that cross itself. We think it's a special power. And that's carrying something that's an idol. That's turning to an idol and not the Most High.
Come. And that's heavy right there. Because we praise that idol. You know? We'll walk around with it on our neck. Yo, what is going on? It's a lot here. My stuff on us.
You all right?
Yeah, I don't know what happens to my work. All right, let me get my phone up. All right, Salai, we had a couple technical difficulties, but so again, right, we supposed to love our brother as thyself, right? We supposed to, right, not follow behind these idols and these way of life that the other nations has taught us, and that has led us to becoming not a nation, right? And the reason we can't fathom that is because we don't see ourselves as a nation, right? These other nations, right, when they come to America, they stick together, right? You got Chinatown, right? You got Greek town. The Africans, they come over here. The Ethiopians, they come over here, build restaurants in our communities, right? A lot of these other nations come and build in our communities, right? We don't do that, right? We and it's because we fall into a trap, right? We fell into the idea that we aren't nobody, right? We aren't nobody. We aren't the nation. All right, so let me get Zephaniah 2:1.
Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Gather yourselves together. This is what the scriptures want us to do, Black, Hispanic, and First Nation person. All right, this is what it want us to do. Like, this is the law. All right, now the rest of the world want us to separate from each other. All right, understand this, that for Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, it's something about being an individual. Right, the idea of I'm on my own, you know what I'm saying? I do this all on my own. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that our community has taught us to be proud of. Right. All right, but the scriptures is saying specifically, right, we should gather together. Right? Understand that when you understand and be able to see the tricks that the devil, and the devil means deceiver. Right? He's deceiving us. We sitting around here. You ain't trying to hide. You ain't trying to be cool with this brother because you feel as though, hey man, I'm an individual. Like, I don't even talk to people. Right. You know how that is. I know a lot of people like that. I was one. Like, yo, listen, I don't even talk to people. I remember being at work. I could be at work for months. And if it's a big job, man, I'm only coming in, getting out. If you say something to me, I'll holler at you or something like that. But bro, I'm not talking to you. Right. I don't know you. Right. And that's what a lot of our anger come from in the Black Hispanic community. Right. Right. We fell into this lie that the media and propaganda has pushed on us that, hey man, if a Black person asks you something, he wants something from you. Right. Right. That's the propaganda that they put on our people. And now we wear it proudly. Nah, yo, I don't know, yo, something. Yo, nah, yo, he too cool. He too nice, yo. I don't like that. Something, he probably trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? That's how we carry ourselves nowadays. Right. We've been taught to literally hate ourselves. But the problem is we haven't seen it. I mean, we can't see it. We can't fathom it. All right, so continue reading that.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
We not desired. All right. Understand that we are supposed to gather together. That is the law that the Most High wants us to do, is to gather ourselves together, nation. Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. Not going to war with each other. Gather yourselves. Understand this. When Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people come back together, yo, no other nation can do anything to us in this world. Right. Really understand that. All right. And I'm going to show you. Let me get Psalms 83. Right. And how detrimental it is to a people to not have their nation. Right. Because we don't believe we belong to anything. And you know how we came up with the idea that we don't really belong to anything? It begins with C and it ends with anity. Christianity. Right. They taught us that Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people are nothing. Right? They taught us that. Right. You say, Officer Ganah, how did they teach us that? Well, for one of their doctrines is we Gentiles. Right. Right? And the idea that you are Black, Hispanic, and First Nation people going through hell on earth. And they sit and tell you that God, right, and Christ is a white man.
Right.
So the same people that's enslaving you, God looks just like them, right? And then they tell you, you're a Gentile. You meant nothing to God. You only meant something to God when the white man messed up. Right? So when you die and go to heaven, you're going to be holding hands with the white man. So then I sat back and thought, like, hold up, right? So when God made blacks and Hispanics, he really ain't just care about us.
Right.
That's what they teach you. And you so caught up in the idea, oh, Jesus loves everybody. You can't see what they masking in it.
Right.
They letting you know that you and your people are nothing. And you hooping and hollering and running down the aisle to that idea.
Right.
Think about, and what that does is it plays on our everyday life. Again, when you go to that pastor and say, yo, pastor, is it cool that I'm racist against these these devils? That I don't talk to these devils. I'm not cool with them. I don't trust these devils. Hold on now, brother. Hold on now, brother. The white man, he got us through the Underground Railroad. The white man helped. No, they all not bad. That's what he'll quickly say. Right? Then I'll be like, yo, what about these brothers right there on the corner? Nah, they no good.
Right.
They no good. Don't go out there and talk to them. They ain't no good. Sister, you with a man that ain't in this Christianity, you are unequally yoked.
Right.
Get away from them. Where's the good in them? Where's the good in them? Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. Where's the good in that when it comes to Christianity? Right? This is like understanding. When you think about a science, when they say the dog understands that it's food because I ring the bell. Every time I ring that bell, the dog know food gonna be here. Right? Now the dog not thinking like, he not thinking like, he's trying to condition me to hear the bell means food. No, the dog not thinking that.
Right.
He just going with the flow. Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, we going with the flow in Christianity, not realizing what it's doing is making us hate each other to a T.
Right.
We really cannot stand each other. Because if you think about it, look at society. A lot of us are Christians. A lot of our people are Christians.
Right.
What they love, like the officer brought up, they love that Jesus piece. Right? Songs about them rapping about I die in my Jesus piece.
Right.
Right? So they Christians. But in that same breath about them dying in their Jesus piece, they talking about sliding on everybody.
Right.
Lighting up everybody's block. If I cannot get him, I'm getting his family and everybody involved. These are your Christians. All right, this is the doctrine they teach. All right, understand that. So, Salakia, sir, you got Psalms 83. Let me go down to the verse where it says they are Tomo. I think that's verse 4.
Tomo.
Oh,
that's 2.
Okay. Yeah, you can start.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 2. Below thine enemies make it tumult.
The tumult is a gathering. Right? It's like a loud noise. It's like commotion.
There you go.
Right? It's a commotion. You ever walk into like an auditorium when your child or when you was graduating and it's just loud? Everybody got their own, they just loud. Right? That's what this is. Right?
It's a tumultuous noise.
It's a tumultuous noise. It's loud. It's a gathering of all these our enemies, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. Right? They are making the tumult. Continue reading.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
This right here is the most detrimental part that we really got to understand as Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people.
Right.
Crafty counsel. All right. So now when you look at our community, what are some, and people in the chat, they can answer this question. What are some crafty counsels that these devils in these other nations have used to make us hate each other, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people? That's quite hey man, it's a long list.
Right. Start with child support.
Yup. You said child support?
Yeah, child support.
That right there destroyed the love of Black men and Black women.
Yeah.
Right? it done made our black women value money more than the value of the man and protection.
Right.
Now she wondering why she can't control her son or her children, because you valued getting a check instead of, you know what I'm saying, sticking it out with that brother.
Right.
And that is a tool that, you know, these devils, that's crafty counsel. These devils decided, how are we going to destroy the black family? Let's come up with a program where, as though the women can get all the benefits that the man will be slaving for free if she just kicked him out the house. So what that did was made the black woman despise the black man. When she see her friend down the street paying what, $20 to Section 8, you know what I'm saying, living the good life, going on church, she living the good life because she ain't really got to work for nothing.
Right.
And then she look at her man, he at the factory slaving, but they still can't put food on the table. She despises her man.
Right.
She despises, she want that life her homegirl got. Right? And that is a crafty counsel. That is a crafty tool that made us hate each other. Right. And look how it has affected our community. We are the only community that is on TV or on podcasts having gender wars. Right. And it's crazy. And then one of the wildest things for me is like when men say, yo, there's no good women out there. I always think, bro, is you trying to be in the alternate lifestyle. Right. Because that's just baffling to me that, yo, man, listen, all of them trash, all women trash. Like, bro, what? First off, why you trying to battle a woman? See, that's another thing. It done made us effeminate. All right, we want to debate a woman. We want to argue with women about the construct of our relationships and who's worse, the men or the woman. Right. And like we're the only nation of people who do that. And we don't understand that it's been crafty counsel that has put that on us and they condition us. And this is the outcome. Right? Now, it used to be a point in time where our sisters, right, would carry themselves a certain type of way. Right. But now it's even they could be nice sisters, right? Right, innocent. But you know, the way this crafty counsel has devoured our people, that innocent girl also understands that, you know what I'm gonna do to this guy when he start liking me? I'm gonna take him for everything. Right. Because you can't get caught slipping, sis. Right? That's what they preach in our music. Like all the women, hey yo, we gotta take this from you. You know what I'm saying? Set them up, do this, do that, right? Run his pockets in different type of ways, right? Right. This is how our women has been taught to show hatred towards our brothers. And then when it comes to our brothers, what was we taught growing up? Man, listen, it's all about how many you can get. You can get. That's it. Point blank, period. How many you can get. All right. Don't care about. Just tell her what she want to hear. We destroyed families. We destroyed lives. You know how many brothers and sisters are in the graveyard because they decided to tell that girl or man what he wanted to hear, even though they were married? Right. See, that's the society, right? That's what they taught us, right? And they taught us through so many crafty counsels. The songs, boyfriend number 2. She got a man, you willing to be boyfriend number 2. Right. Then what happens is you will be destroyed. All right. Understand that Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, we have to realize that there are a lot of crafty counsels. And the number one crafty counsel that the Most High is putting forth is none other than the Christianity. Right? Christianity is nothing more than white supremacy. Right. That's what it is. White supremacy. They know for a fact Christ ain't white. So why did you make Christ white? Because if you, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, believe that Christ is white, you believe that that white man walking down the street is like God. And that means whatever he does to you, you forgive him. Right? But you will not forgive your brother. That same brother can go down the street and do something, that same exact thing to you. You will not harm the devil, but you will harm your brother.
Right.
Right? That is what has happened to us.
Mind control.
Mind control. That's just what it is. Imagery matters.
Yeah.
A lot of people like, nah, man, it don't really matter what color Christ was. It's just the color. It's just the color. So when we was growing up and we seen all the imagery on TV of, the devils on TV, we didn't think that they were beautiful.
Uh-huh.
We didn't wish we wanted to look like them.
Uh-huh. Hell of me.
All right. That's a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That is what happened. That's crafty counsel. If somebody conditions you to see this all the time, right? And it's baffling. It's not until you get older when you realize, like, yo, that was crazy. How on TV they say, yo, a white woman beautiful because she got big lips. Bro, all our sisters got big lips. Like that's something that comes with our sisters.
Right.
Oh, she got curves. Right? Is it saying to say, yo, that's a thick devil? Bro, all our sisters is thick.
Katie Becky.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Katie Becky. So understand that, like, we giving props to the other nations for stuff our people already have.
Right.
That's how much hatred we have for ourselves. We see no value in ourselves. It was go ahead. You got something
to say? That was heavy you brought that out. Because think about this, right? Because it comes so naturally to us, it's normal. So when we see somebody else from another nation with it, it's abnormal. And that's what makes it appear to be a good thing. You understand? Or something, a wonder. That's what makes it appear to be a wonder. But because we have it naturally, we're used to seeing ourselves with it. Mm-hmm. That's just like basketball players, right? Everybody plays basketball in the Black community, but when you see a Chinese boy do it, we go crazy because it's not normal for them.
Right.
It's normal for us. You understand? So that's the deceitful thing right there. You understand? And that's the mind control, and that's the lies that have been put on us. And this is the reason why the Most High tells us to gather ourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation, not desired. We have to understand that we are not desired, right? Because of the greatness that the Most High has put into us. Right. So much so that the other nations use our greatness against us.
Come, that's heavy and that's powerful. And what you brought out, which is when, think about this, like what he brought out, when we see like a Asian hooping and we like, yo, he can hoop, that's crazy. But you see your brothers hooping all the time, right? And it's just normal.
Right.
Now, switch side, Blacks, Hispanic, and First Nation people. How you see how we make those other nations feel when they are doing something that it's our culture or something we do? When you switch sides, when you go into that bar and you ain't supposed to be in that country bar, how you feel, Black, Hispanic, and First Nation people?
Right.
You don't feel at home. They not welcoming you. They not on the dance floor. Yeah, get it. They not doing that. Right? We become that person.
Right.
Oh, snap, you white and you can rap. Yo, you about to be the greatest of all time. How can somebody, this is our stuff. We so quick to give it away. Oh, you know what? Yo, you got some swag, yo. So I'm I can bring you to the cookout.
Right.
We so quick to love other nations instead of loving our nation. All right. For if you compare the type things, for a devil to get invited to the cookout, a Black person got to jump through 1,000 hoops to get invited to that same cookout.
Right.
But all of the devil got to do is recite Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
You see how like we became the same thing that we became our oppressor too.
Mm-hmm.
Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. That's how much we've actually started to oppress our people even more, right? Because I said you cannot oppress a people without using their people, right? And that is a fact. That's why we have uppity Negroes,
Martin Luther King,
the Martin Luther Kings,
Big
right?
Six,
Right?
Farrakhan.
Farrakhan, all these people. And then you have the celebrities, right? These are the people these are known as your tokens. So what the devil does deceitfully, he'll raise up, a Michael Jordan, a LeBron James, right? Give millions, billions of dollars, right? And then
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal. You know what he'll tell them? Those people back there in your community that you grew up with, they can't handle your success.
Right.
You gotta get away from them. Don't do nothing for them. They not gonna value what you're doing for them. Right? Hang with us. Stay with us. And you know what happens? We believe that.
Yeah.
Even the people who ain't even in that position with all that money believe that. Nah, man. Listen, when you make it, don't come back here.
Right.
Don't you do that. Like, don't you help your people? Don't you build nothing for your people? Right? Because look at it. We got millions of entertainment. Listen, the NBA itself, right, can change so many communities with all the players we have.
Right.
We make up the whole NBA, NFL, right? How Hispanic brothers run baseball.
Right.
There's enough for our people to help our music industry. There's enough for our people to help our people. But again, the crafty council doctrine. They'll throw one story of a brother going back home and something happened to him. See, don't go home. And we fall for it. All right. This is heavy, man. Right. Understand that these are all the tricks that they use to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. Let me get 1 John 4:20. That's right, yeah, sir. I have 1 John 4:20.
Gotcha. 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. If a man say, I love God.
If a man say what?
If a man say, I love God.
If a man say, I love God, which we hear in a Christian church, continue reading.
And hateth his brother.
And hate his brother. Right? He is what?
He is a liar.
A liar. A liar. That's what you are. Right? When you go out here and say you love God but treat your brother any type of way,
right,
you are a liar. Right? And that's one thing you're gonna start to see when it comes to Christianity and all these worldly way of lives. Like about 100% of them is all liars.
Right.
You only gonna find the truth here in the eyes of people. This is the only way where you're gonna practice true brotherhood. All right. Oh, in the news right now, Young Thug is going through so much stuff because he, and this is crazy. The streets, they try to teach you that the streets is brotherhood. There's no brotherhood in the streets. Now you supposed to stand for me, my brother.
Right.
No, there's Young Thug need to understand that there's no brotherhood in the streets, man.
None at all.
At all. It's crazy because if you sit back and think about it, we out here in the streets because we out here doing crime against our other brothers and sisters. But for some reason, we gonna hold brotherhood to my brother that's next to me. We gonna go mess with this. We gonna mess with this citizen, right? Walking up the block, take everything that he got. But when it comes to the brother who I'm doing it with, oh, we locked in tight. It don't even make sense, right? It's like honor amongst thieves. Like that don't even make sense. That saying don't even make sense, right? Understand that we've been bamboozled and fooled by that,
right?
Thinking like that's brotherhood. How is that brotherhood? Right? Makes no sense. Continue reading.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
That's heavy, right? It says, for he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, right? A brother do something to you, you feel some type of way, right? You can't wait to unalive him, right? You can't wait to hurt him.
Right.
You see him, but you mean to tell me you love Christ and God, bro, you ain't never seen them. Right? That's how deep that is.
Right.
If you claim you love God and Christ and you never seen him, but this brother right here, right, you so quick to hate him, but you see him. You see him every day. You walk past him every day. Right? This is something that us as Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people really got to understand.
Right.
Right? That if we don't follow these laws, we're going to get to a point where we just going to continuously be destroyed. And it's got to get to a point where we got to be like, yo, I'm tired. I'm tired. I was watching an interview of the one guy in Chicago. Forgot his name. He was like, they brought him on No Jumper and was like, you know, the one dude was trying to push peace in the community.
Right.
And he was like, yo, so what you think about that? And he was like, man, yo, we can't make no peace. We can't make no peace because too many bodies been dropped. A lot of times we inheriting other people's beef.
Yeah.
Not understanding that in my generation, we beefing with the block down the street.
Right.
We don't even know why. Let me get is Matthew, go to that brother for brother trespass against you. Hold on. Trespass against you. Yeah, let me get Matthew 18 and 15. 15. Now, understand that. So, right, now we're going to break down so how you should be when a brother does something to you. So, check this out with them, right?
Go ahead.
Hypothetically, right, if I offended you worldly, right, what would happen in the world if I offended you?
That's an argument right there.
Off rip.
And can break into a fight.
Off rip.
Right.
That's just straight up. Right? Nowadays, it's to the point where, like, it can be the smallest. You ever talk to somebody, you realize, like, so it was one guy that be around, right? And it could be the smallest little thing. I'd be like, man, my neighbor one day came outside, man, and was running around with his dogs, and I told him to put his dogs on the leash. He got mad and went in the house. I tell that story to him. He like, man, I got my gun. And what?
Right.
That's how we became now. That like the smallest little instance make us be like, yo, up that. I'm like, dang, bro, it ain't even that deep.
Right.
But nowadays in society, like you always gotta have it on you. That's what they teach you. I got it on me.
Right.
Right? Because and this one thing I did learn when you do have that on you, the devil, right? He be in your mind. Because usually when you walking in the supermarket and somebody make a mistake and bump you, you look at each other, both say my bad, keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? But when you got it on you, you got your confidence up, right? This is why they teach this. Yo, gotta have it on you. Because they want you to destroy yourself.
Right.
Because when you got it on you, who are you to push? Who are you to make a mistake and bump into me?
Right.
Do you know who you bumping into? I'm somebody who can unalive you.
Right.
This is why they teach us this. This is why they so quick to push this out here. This is why it was a meme and it was so funny all over social media and YouTube and stuff like that.
Right.
Because they wanted you to have it on you. So you can think like that. A lot of people shouldn't have it on them because they can't even fathom the power that they have to unalive somebody.
Right.
Right. And that's why we deal with the situations we deal with in all these hoods, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, because those people shouldn't have it. But because, right, or a little joke. How many people been unalive for a joke? We from the era where, yeah, yo, you know, packing somebody up, that's just something we do. right? That's just black people. Blacks, like we talk trash. We crack on each other, and I do get sometimes you don't supposed to be making fun of people. But I've heard stories of people losing their lives because of that.
Yeah.
Right? So understand that. So, all right, we're gonna get back to the scripture. Matthew 18:15.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
This right here is very important. Now, how many times in our life when somebody offended us did we go to that person?
Right.
A lot of times we didn't. And then and I'm gonna bring that, I'm gonna get to that point. A lot of times we didn't. You know how many stuff will be over if you go to that person and him alone? One reason you don't want to go to a person with other people around, because now it feel like a lot of people is defensive. Oh, you doing this in front of everybody? And then a lot of people going to that person want to put on a show. All right, you go to him and him alone. All right. For one, this stops the thinking in your mind. So somebody offends you and you don't go to them, you sitting at home thinking like, yo, I can't believe I let Shorty get away with that, yo.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't no punk, yo. I ain't no, he ain't gonna play with me.
Right.
All right, yo, so you know what I'm gonna do. All right. Next time, you know what I'm saying? He say something to me or something like that.
Right.
I'm riding. I'm it's up.
Right.
Understand that. And you gotta really, all right, we all people, right? You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nations people. A lot of times, a lot of people don't even know they be offending people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, mind you, while you got that mindset in your head, that person's probably oblivious to what you thinking about.
Right.
You ever had a situation where, like, you talking to somebody, the next thing you know, they go off?
Mm-hmm.
And you like, yo, it wasn't like, why he just go off?
What just happened?
What just happened? Like, yo, he just went in. This is why. Because they felt as though you offended them, right? And instead of addressing it, they held it in and just it kept building up, Now I'm done, right? All right, so we're gonna play that. I want everybody to understand it. So I offended you. How would you come and say something if I offended you?
You talk about in the world?
Yeah, in the truth.
Oh, in the truth. Like I had to pull you to the side.
Come on, yo, pull me to the side, right?
You know what I mean?
Right. And what if,
because the problem is you may not know that you offended.
come. So I might not know if I offended you, but what if I let you like, man, you tripping? So yo, I ain't even mean to do it like that. Like, yo, you been loud, emotional, bro, right now. Like, yo, you tripping, yo, like it ain't even that deep.
Right.
Right. What does that do to you?
That you know that turns your buttons, right?
Right. Right.
Listen, I'm trying to talk to you.
Come on.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to be peaceful. You know?
Come on.
And that's what happens. And that's how things get escalated.
Right.
You know, we still have to. First off, it has the understanding has to come from both sides.
Right.
And at the same time, you have to speak to a brother until a brother understands that you were truly offended. You understand? Because sometimes a brother could do that, thinking, because a lot of times we joke and we play. And then you have to let a brother know, look, bro, for real. You know what I mean? Right. And the brother's like, oh, look, I didn't know it was like that. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, let me apologize for that. I didn't mean it like that. You understand? Because a lot of times we joke and we play and we don't really mean it. It's gaming a little, you understand? And we don't know that a person can get offended. Right. And as soon as we find out that a person is offended, we need to, you know, heal that situation up. But in our community, especially not being in the truth, those things escalate and then you end up with people laid out. Think about the sister that was up in Chicago that the two sisters got into it out in the street, and the one sister unalived her while her kid's father was right there, her son's father was right there. That was an article that was in the what's the name, you understand? And people, we get offended and we let things escalate and go out of hand. Now, this kid is without his mother, and now everybody is going in on the father allowing his new girlfriend to unalive his son's mama. You know what I mean? So things escalate just like that. Without brotherhood and without the laws of the most high, this is the way a lot of our situations end.
Right.
You understand? Had a brother in the Salaki, if I may.
You good.
Had a brother in the at the gas station, tried to talk to a sister. Didn't realize the sister had a man, but the sister, you know, turned him down, went out to the car. The boyfriend gets out the car and confronts the dude and then unalives the brother. You understand what I'm saying? Emotion. And the thing about it is the sister handled it. I don't know why the brother got out.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I saw
that. But again, without the truth, this is how we help the devil, our oppressor, continue his voyage of destroying us.
Right.
Understand? So,
and that's everything what you brought up. Like, not understanding that the only place you're gonna find brotherhood is in the ISUPK.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm a living testament to that. I used to think that my brothers out there in the world was my brothers.
Right.
Right. And then you grow up, you realize, like, bro, what? Like, a lot of stuff start happening. Right. A lot of things start happening. I thought, all right, well, you know, maybe I go to the military. Or watching all the military movies growing up. Yo, that's the brotherhood. Yeah, we get to fight.
Yeah.
That's a facade.
Salaki, if I may. But that's the ploy that they use to get us into the military. Brotherhood. You understand? We all are one.
Right.
You understand? You know, we fight together. You understand? We live together. We fight together. All that bullshit like that. You know what I mean? And that's the ploy that they use. And then they destroy us once we get into that military. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of brothers find out the truth after they enlisted into that military. And a lot of brothers don't make it up out of there.
And that's a fact. And that's heavy. Yeah, a lot of us go in there thinking there's won't be brotherhood, and you realize it's too late now.
Yeah.
It's too late now, and it's not. Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nations people, I'm here to tell you right now, the military is not brotherhood at all.
Right.
All right, you want the same way you feel out here living in hell, you will still be in hell.
Yeah.
Only difference is you want the contrary, you can't get away. Right?
Yeah.
Understand that, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. All right, so again, this is how we're supposed to deal with each other. When your brother offends you, go to him and talk to him. Now, if he look back at you and be like, man, you tripping, bro, it ain't even that deep for real. If a brother don't say, Salakia, my bad, all right, I didn't mean to do that, my bad for offending you, sir.
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? I don't want, right? If he don't say that, continue reading.
If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained of thy brother.
That's the most important part about it, right? If I go to that brother and we hash it out, I gained a brother.
Right.
Well, he like imagine you in a situation, it's about to be a situation that he come to you and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Whoop, whoop, and y'all deal that, hash it out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all salute. You realize like, yo, he a real one for real. Because he already knew where it was going to go. But instead of it getting to that point, he like, yo, it's bigger and better thing. Like, we need to deal with this man to man. And this right here is only something that a person that's not a coward can do.
Right.
If you a coward, you will sit back at home, talking to yourself, coming up with mad scenarios, instead of going to that man and talking to him.
Right.
Acting it out in the mirror. That's what you will do instead of going to that man. All right. And I understand it takes some the kahunas, whatever they say, yeah, kahunas, right? It takes them, right? Because nobody like understanding that you have love for your brother. That's it takes kahunas to have love for your brother in the society we live in.
Hey, listen, it also takes love of thy brother. You understand? It takes sacrifice.
Right.
You understand? It takes love. That's that love right there. And that's part of the law. You understand? To love thy brother as thyself. If you love thy brother as this yourself, you would treat your brother the same way you want to be treated. Tell
right.
That.
And that's and when you love your brother, you want to treat him as you want to be treated, the way you want to be treated.
Right.
And one thing I always like on the surface, that scripture is so on the surface, like it's so easy to understand. But you gotta realize the condition of a slave who don't see no worth in his life, right? When it says treat your brother as you want to be treated,
right?
A lot of our people don't care about themselves,
right?
And don't see nothing great about themselves. So for them, it's nothing for them to kill, Salakia, unalive another brother that looks just like them.
Right.
That's why we always gotta teach that you are special unto the Most High, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. No matter what these other nations is teaching you, right? You are the cream of the crop. You are God's chosen people. Out of all the people on the earth, you're God's chosen people. That means something. Right. That's why when they ask us, like, why y'all keep saying God has a chosen people? Because it means everything, especially to my nation of people. Because when you got a person who don't care about himself, this is what happens. Right? This is how we in the condition that we in.
Right.
All right. So, for instance, so basically what you're supposed to do when a brother offends you, you go to that brother. If they and if you go to him and y'all had that conversation and the situation is handled, you gain the brother.
Right.
All right. And that's what it's more importantly about. A lot of situations in society would have ended. I mean, like a lot of conflicts would have ended if you just went to that brother and hollered at him. Because a lot of times the situations really don't be that deep.
Right.
It just be what happens after that fact. Sneak dissing. I mean, rumoring. Right, saying slick stuff. That all transpires from you not going to that brother.
Right.
All right. Continue reading.
Verse 16. Matthew chapter 18, verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
All right, so this is counsel. This is what we do in the school, counsel.
Right.
All right, so you go to that brother and he don't say, Salah, yeah, my bad, I didn't mean to offend you, something like that. Just be like, all right, bro, we gonna go to counsel. And what counsel is, it's you're going from the captains and generals and you explain a situation. And if you're wrong, you take accountability. If that person wrong, you take accountability.
Right.
But it's not the counsel that's in the world. Because what happened in the world, what we do, when we do something, we got a situation with a brother or sister, and then we call up our homeboy.
Right.
Right? The homeboy that say, right or wrong, I'm ride or die with you, bro.
Right.
That's what we call for our counsel. We call people that's already in our corner and be like, yo, was I wrong? No, yo, you was right, yo. You was right. Only hearing the truth, you're going to get unbiased counsel, right? That's what it's for. So if a brother come, you go to a brother and you don't got to be in the school to get righteous counsel. You can call the school. All right. Understand that. That's how you deal with situations. This is how you stop some of the hatred in our community. Right? A lot of that transpires from this. All right. Not going to that brother, right, and not trying to deal with that situation.
Right.
Let me get Babylon. What was it? Shun, profane. Is it shun profane language? All right, let me get 2 Timothy 2:16. All right, so, all right, this right here is a heavy, this is right, so what I brought out basically was how to deal with a situation when your brother, right, when you got a situation with your brother, and this, so when we say brotherhood is also synonymous with sisterhood, right, a lot of our sisters, you know what I'm saying, this is what they should do. Instead of talking to your cousins and your homegirl and stuff about a situation, just go to that person and holler at them. 9 times out of 10, if you just holler at them, the situation gonna be handled through that conversation, right? But the person both people gotta be accountable for what it is. So now we're gonna get to something else that causes more hatred in our community, right? And it's nothing other than gossiping, right? This right here all transpires because you do not go to that person. Running your mouth, right? This is a huge demon in our community. This is a reason why a lot of us, right, hate each other. We might not even know about that person, but because of something you was told, you hate that individual. We've all lived it. We've all seen it. You ever had somebody coming to you like, yo, yeah, I got this, this dude, Nick, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he corny, bro. He do this, he do that. And then when you finally go around Nick, you know what's in your head? That stuff your friend told you about this person.
Right.
So the whole time you with him, you just thinking like, yeah, he is corny. Yeah, he did. He is. Yeah. Yeah. Then you go back to your homeboy, yo, you right, bro. You right. Whole time, you don't really know nothing about him. And then a lot of times the gossip be just rumors, right? And one thing I learned, people who tell gossip and run around teaching gossip, they just want to see you put yourself in a situation. Meanwhile, they in the back watching. You are their entertainment. All right. So the scriptures say how we should deal with people who run their mouth. And we see it all the time. Out on TV is nothing but talk shows about running your mouth.
Right.
Podcasts about running your mouth. Right. We listen to them all the time. Yo, did you hear about this? Mm-hmm. Did you hear about this? Our sisters is really heavy into this. Right. Running your mouth. Always talking about somebody. But where did we learn this first? In the Christian church.
Right.
We would literally go to church, see our parents geeking it up with everybody in the congregation, and on the way home, hey baby, did you see Miss so and so? Yeah, girl, you know heard about what she did. I think she a drunk. I think she this. I think she that.
Right.
And we in the back seat like, yo, you just was cool with y'all.
I thought that was your friend.
I thought that was your friend. That's what we was taught. And we just keep reenacting. All right, seeing somebody smile in your face, and soon as you walk away, hey, he ain't done. He only gonna be here for about a week. He on the bottom. Stuff like that. I've seen it, witnessed it. All right, gossiping. Go to bed at 11 o'clock, gossiping. Wake up before we ready for school, 6 a.m., gossiping again. Every day. All right. This is what we've been conditioned to be a part of. And this has plagued our people. So when somebody comes to you with this, this is what the scriptures say do. What are you reading? 2 Timothy 2:16.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 16. But shun profane and vain babbling.
All right. So profane, shun is basically like rejected. Rejected. Profane is something that's without any respect. Right? No respect. Right? Vain is probably ain't true. It's empty. It's empty. All right. So the scripture is saying, when somebody come to you with this, yo, you just need to shun that.
Right.
Reject that. Like, and you know, most of the time when somebody come to you with some little gossip, once you tell them like, yo, I ain't trying to hear none of that, bro, for real, I ain't trying to hear none of it. they get this look on their face. They astonished. Because now they have no substance to talk about.
Yeah.
And then eventually they leave. You gotta do that. Because what happens is it affects you.
Right.
That's what it does. Once that information is in your head, whether it be true or not true, you thinking about it. And a lot of our people does that. Right? They do that every day. Hey, did you hear about so-and-so? Yeah, I heard so-and-so was this and this and this. And then that individual, right, they don't realize that this stuff is being put out against them, right? And then a situation arises when they find out.
Right.
So that's why the scriptures say go to that brother, because this is what transpires when you don't go to that brother or that sister. Because what happens is, now I ain't gonna go to that brother, but I'm gonna go tell my homeboy, like, yo, I don't like yo, because yo offended me, yo did this, yo did that, yo, matter of fact, yo, he whacked, yo, woo. You start talking about everything you don't like about that brother. And then this is where the saying came, yo, the street said, right? Now everybody know about it, and then when they get back to him, he like, yo, who talking about me? Oh, nah, I'm gonna have to deal with that.
Right.
Right? This is the problem in our community. These are tools that have helped us, right? Have continued to help us become more hated towards one another.
Right.
This is what that is. All right. So the scriptures is letting you know, go to your brother, holler at him. Don't be going around here spreading rumors and talking about rumors and stuff like that. Right? This is a vital part in fixing the hatred we have for each other. Once we do that, we will be able to, get to a point where we don't hate each other as much, because a lot of it stems from that. Right? Look at the show Game of Thrones. It's all about gossiping and talking. Yeah, it got the little action part and the mystical part, but what makes Game of Thrones is so crazy is that same person you talking to, oh, he a snake. Mm-hmm. Oh, he a snake. Because he expect go back to somebody else and be like, yo, everybody is out here making moves. We don't need to be like that with our brothers and sisters, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. We don't need to be like that. When a Black, Hispanic, and First Nation people person come together, we got the same goal in mind, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. We're not trying to plot against each other. Right. You know how many friends that I met since I came in the truth, and they like, yo, it's crazy that you really a brother that don't want nothing from me, but you want me to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Right. He like, yo, you know how crazy that is? That's what we need to be as a people. Right. Because that's what's going to destroy the hatred we have in our community. All right. So I want to get this last one, because this is also something that's been plaguing our community. Right? And this has caused a lot of hatred in our community. And while we might think it is something that is small, it is not. And that is the lust for the women, for our women, and right, committing adultery. This has also helped the hatred in our community, because we are taught that we should be able to lie with anybody. Let me get Ecclesiasticus 9:9. All right. Now, what I did in this class was I first underlined that the Lord, the Most High, is letting you know that we are holy. That means separate, and He is separate just like us. And He wants us to be separate from the ways of life of these other nations. Right. Then what I did was I broke down, right, the law of loving thy brother as thyself, that Christ said it. The Most High said it. It is something that Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people must do as a people. But instead, in society, they're teaching us to be destroyed and be hated, hate one another, right? And now I'm basically giving you some things that's affecting our community, like that's a plague of our community. And I'm trying to illustrate ways to fight it. All right, so the first one is, if a brother offends you, fight it. And do what the scriptures say. Go to that brother. Don't be like what the world wants you to do and end up having a conflict with that brother. Right? When it comes to somebody running their mouth, shun it. Don't listen to it. And better yet, tell that person they should stop doing this. Right? Because all that does is create destruction in our community. And now we're going to go to committing adultery. What people don't really understand about this adultery is if you lie with a woman, right, and she's laid with a man, that man is her husband. Right? She is to that man. So going around here and lying with other men's women, that has, man, listen, so many people got knocked off of this. Like this right here, chasing tail right here is what is destroyed our people. And matter of fact, it's gotten to the point that a lot of brothers be jealous of other brothers because they got women. Right? And understanding the conditioning is done. So for instance, we've all done it, especially Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. When we were younger in the world, we would talk to a sister who got a man, right? And how our mindset would go. First, it was, she'd be like, yo, I got a man, you ain't trying to hear none of that. And that whole time, you don't know the man, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But that whole time, in your head, you sitting there like, yo, I don't even like, yo corny, yo do this, yo do that, yo do this. In your head, all right? You sitting there just thinking, you getting a disdain for that enemy, for that man. You starting to hate that man inside. All right? And then what happens is eventually something transpires. Because for one, if she just let that man know or he finds out, a situation going to transpire. And then for two, if you try to be big macho man, a situation might transpire. Either way, leave that woman alone. She belongs to somebody else. It's all you don't really learn this until you get older. But ain't it weird that like she just left her man in the morning, and an hour later you try and be all up in her face? Right? That's giving alternate lifestyle. Because you don't know what she just did with her man. Right? But that's what they want us to, they don't want us to think like that. They want us to, continue to destroy ourselves. Right. You got Ecclesiasticus 9:9? Come.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 9. Sit not at all with another man's wife.
So don't sit with another man's wife. All right, that's that man's property. Leave his wife alone. Black, Hispanic, and First Nation man, I don't care what the media tell you. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It ain't okay. She don't need no friends. All right, continue reading.
Nor sit down with her in thy arms.
There you go. Don't put your arms around her. You ain't supposed to be sitting next to her. Don't try to, you know what I mean, Copperfield, do anything, like, don't do none of that. All right? That is a property of somebody else. Realizing that Blacks, Hispanic, and First Nation people, keeping this law knocks out a lot of the problems in our community. Continue reading.
And spend not thy money with her at the wine.
Yeah, don't be buying her nothing. That's how what they call side brothers and side sisters. You know what I'm saying? That's how they, you know what I mean, try to spit their type of game. You know, I'm gonna buy you something. What your man ain't getting you this? I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of you. You know what I mean? That's what they do. But the scriptures is saying, nah, don't do none of that. Continue reading.
Least thine heart incline unto her.
Right. So and what happens is you begin, to love her. Right. Even though that's another man's wife. Right. And this is what always happens. Right. How many times we've seen it on movies, TV shows, and actually in life. Right. Where you wasn't supposed to be messing with her. Next thing you know, you trying to give her an ultimatum. Him or me. One of us got to go. Right? Because that's all that's going to transpire from that situation. Same thing on the foot with the sisters. That's what happens in their situation. Right? Understand that. All right, continue reading.
And so through thy desire thou fall into destruction.
And that is what's happening. Right, that is what's happening. Right, we are becoming destroyed. And so many brothers and sisters have lost their lives dealing with the idea of the law of adultery. Right, and this has caused so much hatred in our community. Right, it destroys some people's trust. Right, it's made us value. Right, not value the next man and what he has. Right, this has destroyed us as a people. All right, so basically, if you're in a situation and a brother offends you, right, make sure you go to that brother and help. And fix the situation. If a person is running their mouth, don't partake in listening to them. They running their mouth. Tell them, listen, bro, I don't want to hear none of that. Reject it, shun it. And then when it comes to a sister, all right, if that sister has a man, don't talk to her. Leave her alone. These are some keys that help destroy some of the hatred that's in our community. That the scriptures is there's so many more that will help us get to the point where we actually love thy brother. All right, but I just wanted to leave y'all with that today. Let y'all know that work on these things, man. It'll help you. It will help you be able to fight the demons of hating your brother and your sister. All right. Once you start doing these things, these laws, all right, you begin to love thy brother and thy sister, because all these actions don't teach love. All they do is teach hatred, and that's why we can see it today. All right. So with that, we are the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And we've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people that they are the real Jews of the Bible. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group, church, Muslim mosque. With that, I'm going to pass the class off to Officer Matham to read the security announcements. Shalom, Israel.
Announcements. We're the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from their head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will get permission will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from their head to marry, which is a commandment. You can find these numbers 18:21, Malachi 3, 8-10, means 10th in the Hebrew, is pronounced ma'asra. A tenth of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Pre-fund, a free will offering, which is not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Up and coming Holy Convocation, we have the memorial blowing of the trumpets, which is September the 21st at sundown. So we expecting brothers to be here by 6:15. Remind everybody, everybody should be bringing a dish. It's going to be a lot of people here. It's going to be us communing with brothers and sisters. You understand? If a brother and sister, if you need a ride, you understand? I guess one will be provided. Remind Aquavium to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and so forth for events and material. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Yah Yabata, class dismissed.